Boys, what's up?
Hey, boys.
What's happening?
So tomorrow, most of the country has off for President's Day. I don't think President's Day is a holiday. Are there holidays that you guys think shouldn't be holidays?
Columbus Day. Which is now being, Indigenous Peoples Day. That's more. Yeah. I don't know if we need the day off of work. We don't need the day off of work. But yeah, that one comes to mind. When people get off for Veterans Day that aren't veterans, no. No. You shouldn't.
You did nothing to earn that day.
Right.
See, I think we should have more holidays. Like, I'm all about more days off from work. So why not, right? Like, let's just find more opportunities. Like, my mind's going to a Michael Scott quote right now. When his old boss dies, he's on the phone with his boss, Jan, saying he doesn't understand why they can't get a day off in this guy's memoriam. And he says, like, we have a day off for Martin Luther King, but he didn't even work here, So why can't we get a day off for Ed Truck, who just died? I think let's find more opportunities, man, to get another day off. I'm for it.
Yeah. The reason President's Day for me always sticks out is because growing up, it was a holiday that was like optional. So if we got a bunch of snow days in January, it was like holidays had to go because in West Virginia, you couldn't be in school past June 7th or something at the time. Something with farmers and crops and some old thing. I don't know. But like you couldn't be in school past a certain point. So literally they would just start axing days, like days off of spring break, days off of this, like they would just start doing it. And President's Day was always gone. And then I've worked in entertainment my entire life. President's Day doesn't exist. Everybody's still working. You host sports talk radio. You're still working. And so this year I'm not working. My kids are at home. All of them are at home. And I'm just like, why are you home? It's like, this isn't a day. You weren't a president. Why?
Abe and George's birthdays just so happen to be so close together. Let's turn it into a holiday to celebrate forever.
Yeah, I don't know. It does seem to be like a swing holiday. Like I think so where I work, it was like every year it's like it's either going to be President's Day or MLK Day, but we always do MLK. So then we're working on President's Day. And then I know there's not a lot of other workplaces that kind of like do the opposite of that. Some places do both. But yeah, I never thought about President's Day in this way, but like, yeah, they exist. We have president. We've had them. We have one now. We'll have more in the future. So we just get a day off because like there's somebody that runs the country. It does seem weird.
It is.
A little weird. But yeah, I have the day off as well, and I don't like take a moment and think about our presidents at all. But like, you know what? It's nice to have that bonus day off in February. This isn't a rough time of the year for anybody in the Northeast, in the North, dealing with cold dreariness. Like, it's a nice little bonus, little tip of the cap. Like, here's a day. Here's the day. Give me something to look forward to. A short work week. I need it. I need it to get through this time of year. A couple of short work weeks so we can finally get to the summer. So that's what I'm celebrating.
It was always a bummer though with these ones. Like I remember, I don't know, at this point, like 10 to 15 years ago, like always thinking, oh, 3-day weekend. Sweet. That's another day on the weekend where like we could go out and party and have fun. And like multiple years in a row, nobody was out on Sunday night taking advantage of this day. I was like, this is stupid. Why am I here? But then I kept doing it year after year. It never worked out. Nobody ever caught on to it. Never made it a trend. That was always disappointing.
Well, let us know what you guys think at Brunch Breakdown. What holidays should be holidays? What holidays shouldn't be holidays? Let us know. We'll be interested to know. It's the Brunch Breakdown. DD out here in Los Angeles. Chris and Dan are in Pittsburgh. Today on the show, we're going to be talking McDonald's secret menu. And my son is going to be yelling in the background, so enjoy that. Also, we're going to be fixing all-star games. We've got a new segment called SHAQ Court, and we've got Brunch Court, new music, beer, all those things. Dan, let everybody know where they can find the Brunch Breakdown.
I'd be happy to. You can find the Brunch Breakdown anywhere you can find podcasts. And again, if you're new to the program the last couple of weeks, welcome. We welcome you, and we want to let you know you can find us anywhere, whether you're listening, watching right now, but also on Apple, Spotify, Google, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Odyssey, Audible, Good Pods, literally everywhere. That's why I said everywhere. Everywhere you can find podcasts, you can find the Brunch Breakdown. New episodes come out each and every Wednesday. Make sure you're hitting follow and subscribe wherever you choose to listen to us, so those episodes come to you first thing Wednesday morning. We also have full video episodes. We got to have some nice little visuals today, if you will, particularly Brunch Court. Again, visuals are always important with Brunch Court. So get to YouTube, get to Facebook, check those out. Those videos premiere on Wednesdays as well at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. You can watch those on demand anytime you want. We're everywhere on social media at Brunch Breakdown. Follow us. We follow you back. And don't forget, the Sounds of Brunch playlist exclusively on Spotify gets updated every Friday with what we're listening to this week, what we were listening to last week, the Double Stop Oreo edition. Just go to Spotify and search Sounds of Brunch.
Beautiful. Well, let's get random topics off our chests. Chris, get us started. What's on your mind, sir?
Guys, I just want to talk about a fun fact. And I learned this listening to another podcast recently. Maybe I've just always been dumb and I should have learned this a long time ago, but I learned like why restaurants started having appetizers. Okay. This was a history lesson for me that I had never heard before. So appetizers apparently were designed to be very small, but very like hyper palatable, right? So like very salty, very sweet, some combination of those two things, so that it would make you hungrier to then eat more food with your entree, hence spending more money at the establishment, right? Maybe you have a larger entree, you decide to buy the more expensive, bigger dish, and then you go for the dessert, right? Because you wet the palate with your appetizer. I did not know that. And when you look at what appetizers are now, I think we've gotten away from that a little bit, okay? I think like when they designed, if that's the real case, like they wanted you to kind of almost get that brain chemistry going where like, I want to eat as much as I possibly can while I'm here. Loaded potato skins to start a meal is not going to do it. Like, if you think about how appetizers are now, you get probably a huge appetizer. they're always huge. And then like you can only eat half of your dinner. And so you take it home and then you never end up ordering dessert. I think like restaurants need to understand, like you might be able to make more money if we kind of restructure this thing and like go with the smaller appetizer. But anyway, if you're a consumer, go with the smaller appetizer. Okay. Get something that you like, but like don't chow the whole thing down because it may lead to a more beautiful dining experience. Nevertheless, I thought it was a fun fact. I learned that this week. And did you guys know that? Had you ever heard that before?
I didn't know that. I'm just shocked that our ancestors didn't think that the bloomin' onion would be where appetizers would go.
No, that's news to me. And you make a great point, Chris, but I think the appetizer has transformed into, let's give these people as much salt as they can possibly consume, so they must order another round of drinks prior to their entree coming around.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
I think that's where it's come, because I was starting to think appetizers in my head. I'm like, yep. And that's maybe the more enticing point. You're probably still not finishing your entree and definitely staying away from dessert, but that's maybe where the shift has gone. But appetizers can be so, I mean, an appetizer sampler platter is a meal. You ever have that? The sampler platter? That's dangerous. That's dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. And that, you don't need anything after that. You're done.
Right. And if there's slow service wherever you're dining, like you're just going to keep eating from that thing because you haven't gotten your food yet. And you're just going to get full.
Yeah.
Dude,
now, what I will say is the tapas restaurants that only do small plates. Hello, that's the future of food right there. That's the future right there. Those people have mastered it. That is what you do right there.
Shouts to tapas. Everybody, shouts to tapas. No particular restaurant.
That's a great
tapas.
shirt.
Shouts to tapas.
Shouts to
Shouts to
tapas.
tapas.
Hello.
Oh my God. Dan, get it off your chest.
Well, I want to reinforce a topic that Didi, you brought up a couple of months ago, and it was just an experience that I had recently, and it needs to be said again. It needs to be said again. We were out a couple of weekends ago at a new, very popular spot in town. Okay. Mixed demographic of people there. A lot of young people, early 20s, people our age in their 30s. This message is for you gentlemen, not for you two specifically, but all gentlemen within that demographic that I just listed there. I won't even give you the designation of gentlemen. These boys, these boys that were out are dressing like complete bums. Dressing like bums. Like you don't have a wardrobe. Like you have no clothes. Okay? Boys, hoodies and joggers are just not an okay ensemble when you're like going out. Especially when you're like with women who are dressed to the nines. No. Or if you're trying to impress women that are completely dressed to the nines, they're not going to be, damn, look at hoodie and joggers over there. No, and it shouldn't happen. If it's happening, please stop it, ladies. But you literally look like you just rolled out of bed. You don't have the decency to put on a pair of pants. Okay? And you know what? You can get away with hoodies in a lot of places now, but like, class it up just a little bit. Make it a nice hoodie. Have you gone to Express lately, gentlemen? Throw something like that on. Put on a pair of nice jeans. Would it kill you to put on a shirt with a collar, for crying out loud? It doesn't even have to be, all that nice. Just a little bit of decorum when we're out representing ourselves amongst society. Boys, get it together. Step your games up.
Amen, Daniel. I'm with you on that. Amen.
I couldn't help but think about you the whole time, Didi. I'm like, I know we've gone here before, but it was just rough. It was a rough awakening.
Here's the thing. You can get away with wearing a hoodie and sweatpants or whatever the hell if you're really good looking. I've seen people do it. I've had friends who are really, really good looking. The rest of us out here got to try. I'm telling you, a lot of you guys, you may follow some YouTuber or TikTok star or something who dresses a certain way. Well, guess what? They're famous and they have a lot of money in their pocket, probably have their own house, and they're not living with 3 roommates. Like, dress nice. People will talk to you. But like, you better be really good looking if you're going to dress like a bum.
Yeah, I think like, I don't know for sure. I do get the impression that like the overall going out atmosphere and mentality of this next generation is far different than ours was. Like, I think we're very much different. Like, I feel like I don't know. The longer time goes on, I kind of think we are like part of the degenerate generation in terms of like going out and drinking. Like, I think we went a little harder than like this next generation is. So I don't know that I'll ever be able to relate to them on all aspects of like what the hell they're doing right now. But I can say going out in public requires a baseline presentability, right? When you're in those situations. And it's probably, hey, I love joggers. Okay. Wouldn't wear them out to a bar or restaurant. Just wouldn't do it. Okay. And if I'm not going to do it, then why are you doing it? Okay.
Oh, that's a good one. Good one. All right, boys. Someone sent this to me, and I have to say, I've never, I don't know, not understood something more. 75% of people fear public speaking more than they fear death.
What?
And I cannot understand that at all. But when I have asked several people about this, they have all been like, I mean, death's a lot, but I get it. I hate speaking in front of people. And I'm like, I don't get it. Someone has to explain to me why it's hard to speak in front of people. It's like, I just don't it never in my mind have I ever been like, I can't speak in front of people. I don't get it. And maybe you guys are the worst people to talk to because we're sitting here talking in front of people for fun. So like, I obviously know this isn't you guys. So maybe you guys are the wrong people to talk to, but I just don't get it. And I read like a few articles about it, like fear of public speaking, all this shit. And I'm just like, I cannot believe that many people are afraid of speaking. Like there's just a lot of like people have done random polls about this. And it's just like, people are like, no, I rather get hit by a car. I rather run into traffic than speak in front of people.
What constitutes, but you may not have the answer to this, but what constitutes public speaking? Like is like presenting at work considered public speaking?
Probably, yeah.
Then how are you like you have to do that? Like what are we talking about? Is everyone gonna get fired then? What's happening here?
This feels like this poll would be taken in like a middle school or a high school. And like that number would be like, yeah, I believe that. I absolutely believe that. I hated that at that too. Or even in college, like when you have to do, reports and talk in front of class and everything, like that's when you hated it more than anything else. And I've heard this before. People hate it more than or fear it more than death. And I'm like, yeah, okay. 75%, that's a huge number.
Yes, that's huge.
That's alarmingly huge. Like what?
It makes me think that like, did they catch people like outside of a subway or something, like where people were just like running by them and they're just like, yo, you fear public speaking or death? And they're just like, death. Like, because I just can't, in my head, I just can't believe it. Or maybe I'm just so like, I don't know. I just can't think that way about being that afraid of public speaking. I can understand not being comfortable. I get not being comfortable public speaking, right? But I can't understand like being terrified of it.
Yeah.
And that many people being terrified of it.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, whenever, like, so what we just talked about presenting at work or like speaking, I don't get nervous for doing this, talking to you guys, but like there are a lot of probably at least a couple times a week where like whenever I have to present something or talk to somebody or a group of people, like I get the butterflies, but like, I don't ever think I'd rather die than do that. Like, that's crazy. I don't think people take that serious enough. No, death, whatever. Okay. Well, think about it, jackass, because that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, maybe the thought is people should be fearing death more. Maybe they're taking it way too casually. Maybe that's what we're coming around to here. And yeah, I know we're like the worst people to like give an opinion on this because here we are talking for fun. We've all been on stage or in front of the camera many, many, many times in front of people we don't know. But like when you're talking to a group of people about something you have knowledge, like comfortable knowledge about, like something you have some sort of passion, like work, like your example with work, Chris, like, are you like, I just can't imagine being that afraid that it's like, that's number one most afraid of that more so than death. Again, in high school, college, whatever, when you're up there bullshitting about something that you don't want to be talking about or you don't really care about, that's what I get. But 75% of people, consider us the minority then. Wow.
Hey, I think that's good for us. We have an upward trajectory because of this statistic.
Yeah. Listen, next time I'll be like, listen, none of you losers want to talk amongst the group, so I will. 3 out of 4 of you are afraid to say anything, so using that in my next meeting.
Oh man, well that was getting off your chest. Now let's get into some beer. We didn't do beer last week. We talked all things Super Bowl. So let's get back in to the beer, fellas. Chris, what you sipping on?
So this week I have from Untitled Art Cosmic Punch
Ooh.
IPA.
Oh,
This
let's
is
go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a New England style IPA, which I quite enjoy. It is a collaboration with the brewery Humble Forager, which they brew out of both Minnesota and Wisconsin. I could not figure out where their home base actually is. I feel like if it's Minnesota, it's probably Wisconsin. Whenever these beer collaborations happen, it's not often collaborations that span, long distances. Because how would you make that happen from a brewery perspective? I don't know. The logistics there seem unlikely, but really like this one. Had it earlier today. I don't really know how to describe it better than a New England style IPA. I mean, I feel like if you've ever had a New England style IPA, you know what it tastes like. I thought when I was drinking this punch, I thought it might be like kind of fruity. It's not. It's more dry, but I like that. Got a little bit of bitterness on the back end, which I enjoy. And yeah, one of my gift beers from my brother-in-law, Dan. So thank you, Dan. Thank you, boys.
Nice. Well, boys, I don't have this beer with me, but because this was one of those just like, not mistakes you make when you're at a 6-pack shop, but like you just wish you would have got more than one because you just didn't know what you were getting. I'm just like, that sounds cool. That sounds cool.
Never happens to me. Never.
Well,
I'm not familiar.
I had the M Special G-Town Grapefruit IPA.
Of course,
7.2%. And my God, was this thing amazing. And I am so mad. I've been thinking about this beer for like a week straight. And I'm so mad that I just didn't get all 6 of this because honestly, 4 of the 6 in my 6-pack that I made weren't all that great. So, yeah. And I wish I would have got all 6 of these. And the next time I go to Total Wines in this place called Northridge, it's like 20 minutes away. I'm definitely going to get a bunch of these and they better be there because this beer is great. And guys, if you know me, you know, grapefruit IPA, shut it down. Seriously. And this was just, I mean, it's just amazing. So shouts to M Special Brewing in some place called Goleta, California. The state's huge. I have no idea where that is, but shouts to all the people at M Special Brewing in Goleta, California.
Goleta. I like that. I like that. Okay. Well, boys, I've got kind of I don't want to call it a special beer today, but maybe a little strange for this time of year. However, we've been blessed. We've been blessed with a extremely mild winter so far. Here we are nearing the end of February. It was 56 and sunny here today in Western Pennsylvania, and an absolutely beautiful thing. We've seen 70 record highs this month. We've got another warm up week coming along as well. So it feels like fall, right? It doesn't quite feel like spring. It feels a little like fall. And Chris knows where we're going. And we've got a pumpkin beer here today because it feels like fall. And it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. This is from the good people at New Belgium, famous for their Voodoo Ranger. This is the Atomic Spicy Pumpkin. Okay, a little different here. A little different. Little kick to keep you warm once the temperature drops below fall and gets back in the winter, because that's where we are right now. Kind of a fall day, winter night, and this is beautiful. The Atomic Pumpkin. You get lots of pumpkin. You get a lot of that. You get some cinnamon, right? It's more of like a cinnamony spice. They do brew it with spicy peppers, I believe, but I'm not. Let me try this again. You don't get a lot of that up front. Just the slightest tingle on the back. Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. The Atomic Pumpkin. It's a fall day in the end of February, and I'm loving it. Happy Brews Day.
There's that. Okay. There's a cadence to the year where it's like once you get into winter, then when things warm up, you can't say it feels like fall. You have to say it feels like spring. There's a cadence.
But it doesn't feel like spring. It doesn't, because it feels like there's a cool air. There's almost like a cool fall air.
But that's what happens in spring.
Spring feels a little dewy, a little, there's a little bit of that warmth. It felt like a fall day. It's felt like a couple of fall days it's been a little windy around these parts. So it just felt right.
I had a neighbor washing his car outside today. Okay. Now that's got spring written all over it.
Damn. in 50 to 50. Whew, man.
We're loving it out here. We're loving it.
It's a big time.
50 degrees. My God. All right. Well, that was Brews Day. Cheers, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers to myself.
Cheers to my beer that I need to get more of. All right. Well, let's get into the main menu. I woke up this morning at 6 something. 2 messages from Christopher Fitness Gates, chrisgatesfitness.com, messaging us about McDonald's secret menu. Christopher, I am shocked and appalled that you would bring this to the chat. So explain yourself to all your loyal followers while you are waking up in the morning and the first thing you're thinking of is McDonald's.
It's a fair question why that was the first thing that I texted anybody about today. But I do firmly believe, gentlemen, that any healthy diet has room for the foods that you enjoy. And the thing that tipped me off to this was the first TikTok video that I saw this morning was a guy describing fast food secrets. And what he talked about, I want to make sure I get this name correct. What he talked about was how you can go to McDonald's and get something called a McBrunch burger. Okay. And it's not on the menu. It's not on the menu. You have to go at the right time and ask the right question. And apparently they will give it to you. And so when I saw McBrunch, I mean, who else am I going to text other than the Brunch Breakdown boys? And sure. I think there's a lot of stuff to unpack here. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because it's not just the McBrunch burger. There's a whole host of items that you can get at McDonald's if you know what you're going for and ask the right questions. And I guess the one I'll start with here is the McBrunch burger. No, I don't want that ad. There we go. McBrunch
every time.
McBrunch burger. And they say how to do it. Basically, what you have to do is show up at the time of day when breakfast is ending and lunch is starting, and you ask them to put hash browns and an egg on, what's it called? The Big Mac, I guess, apparently. Put it on your burger, and they will actually do it for you. They may not be happy about it, but they will do it for you, and you can get this thing called the McBrunch burger. Thoughts? I mean, if we want to go back, there's all kinds of other things. Some of the names are, I mean, they may even make you uncomfortable, like the McGangbang. I don't even know if we want to go into that one.
Yeah. hit the Mc 10:35. I think it's next to the brunch. It's a similar concept where you have to go between 10:30 and 11. Look at this bad boy. Scroll down just a little bit. It's okay. So this is where you order the Egg McMuffin and a McDouble. Now put the burger patties into the McMuffin. Now you've got yourself the elusive Mc 10:35
for only $3.49.
Listen, I am not the most healthiest eater in the world, but this stuff is making me just be like, wow. The fact that there are people who are like, okay, it's 9:30. All right, we're going to wait an hour and a half. We're an hour and 15 minutes. Then we're going to roll up to McDonald's and make the workers just hate us.
Right.
Man, I wish I had this when I was a teenager. I would have done this all the time. All the time.
Honestly.
100%. I couldn't do that now, but man.
Wild stuff.
Yeah, to Dan's point that he made in text has to be brought up, is that unfortunately, a lot of the pictures, add an egg to your burger. That sounds pretty straightforward. The pictures look terrible. But you gotta this was actually a very interesting case study for me, where these are photos taken by people who have gotten the items, and look how kind of unappetizing most of these look like. But then the shit that you see when McDonald's can put it in perfect lighting and then take it into Photoshop and all this shit and tune up the colors to make it look as appetizing as possible. Like if they couldn't do all that, this is what their menu would actually look like. It doesn't look very good, but yeah, man, like some of the ones that actually I gravitated to the most were ways you can get the desserts put together. Like the apple pie McFlurry, they will put the apple pie in your McFlurry. The caramel apple sundae looks really good. The cinnamon melt a la mode, like come on.
That one looks serious.
Yeah.
The desserts for me were what really just grabbed me. All of them. All of the desserts. Every single one of them. Root beer float, all of that. But I will say this. I know we aren't really allowed to talk about it, but the McGangbang.
Let's go to it.
I mean,
hold up. What is this thing?
Go to the McGangbang, guys. I mean, you're just placing.
What is this?
You order a McDouble and a McChicken, and you put the McChicken in between the burgers, and there you go. I mean, tell me that's not great. I don't know what. Like,
tell me why.
Like
$2. Let's go.
Like a McDouble and a McChicken. I mean, come on. Like, I'm sorry, McGangbang. I am here for the McGangbang.
T-shirt.
I'm here for the McGangbang.
Oh yeah, that's one of the first ones I clicked on because I mean, when you see that name, you gotta find out what's going on.
Yeah. Man, these pictures just are so rough. They're just so bad.
They look awful.
Yeah, McDonald's did not create these photos.
Because we've done a McDonald's, we've done a segment on the McDonald's secret menu before, and it was like kind of put out by McDonald's, so it wasn't really secret. There's like a couple of things. This is like really behind the scenes secret menu. Chicken cordon bleu McMuffin. Are you kidding me? Fire that bad boy up. What do we got over here?
Order an egg McMuffin with an original McChicken patty.
Or a spicy McChicken patty and add inside. And it kind of works because you got the ham on there from the McMuffin, the egg, the chicken. Like, look out, Chick-fil-A. This is coming right at you.
But then I also noticed, look at all these other secret menus. We may have to do some type of secret menu series.
This could be a series. Yeah.
We got Burger King, Chick-fil-A, Chipotle. I'm getting into that Chipotle menu. I'll tell you that much. Dairy Queen, Five Guys. And I mean, we got a lot of the Jamba Juice secret menu. Why not? I think this is a series for sure. And I will tell you, the one that sticks out to me is like Taco Bell's already doing some weird shit with their regular food. If they have a secret menu, we may need to have a few beers before we dive into that one, but we're going to need to do that at some point.
Yeah.
And those employees would probably be more willing than anybody to help you out with the secret menu. Taco Bell employees.
1000%. That's how I feel like. And I don't know what's in the Starbucks secret menu, and we will get to that at some point because this is definitely a series now on the Brunch Breakdown. So shouts to 2023. Thank you for this. But Starbucks secret menu, you can literally do anything at Starbucks though.
Yeah.
Like you just go there and just say like, I want strawberry this in my hazelnut latte, and they'll make it for you. They'll just do anything. Like they just are like, here you go. It's like, but I'm interested to see what the secret menu looks like.
Fries with Big Mac sauce. They should be selling that, people.
I knew that. I knew that you could do that.
They should be selling that on the menu.
There was another
grilled
one.
Cheese?
Yeah, grilled cheese. There's no photo though. Come on.
No, I feel like that's one of the more simple things.
And it's like how to do it. It just says, ask nicely for a grilled cheese. It's the least interesting one on this menu. Come on. Yeah.
God.
Wow.
Anyway.
Wow.
I look forward to the future secret menu segments.
Yes. And you know who I didn't see on there? Burger King. Because they're killing everybody with their commercials right now. So McDonald's has to release this. Do you know what the secret menu of Burger King is? Whopper, Junior, Whopper.
Man, it's the jam. It's the jam.
It is the jam.
It is the jam.
I love it.
My gosh. All right.
Wow. We had a whole series coming out of that. I was not expecting
whole series
that
coming
at all.
out. Didn't expect it. It's all coming out. Speaking of series of funny things, something that you two and anyone listening to the Brunch Breakdown should go check out. James Corden did a piece with Gordon Ramsay opening a restaurant called Gordon Ramsay's.
Oh my God.
And it's hysterical. That's all. It's hysterical. And I don't even like James Corden all that much, but when that guy hits, he hits. And it's like once a year, I see a James Corden clip that just cracks me the hell up. This is the one. Just letting you know. Gordon Ramsay.
I love that he gave James Corden gave out the Grammy for best rap album. And he came out and he's like, when you think of the best rap album, you think of me. Oh man, I gotta look for that.
But yeah,
that's good.
Gordon Ramsay's. You got 5 or so minutes to spare. Just enjoy it. All right, let's get into All-Star games. All the All-Star games have been going on over the last couple weeks. Pro Bowl, NBA All-Star games going on right now. NBA Saturday Night was last night. NHL All-Star game that already went on too. Let's fix these things. How do we do it?
Cancel them.
Like literally get them fixed. And I don't know that there's a simple answer to that question, Didi. I think I'm always going the route, and we got a little bit of confirmation here that this might be correct from the dunk contest the other night. I've always been of the thought process that we bring all these all-stars together and we know that they're all good at what they do and they don't really want to get hurt. So they kind of put in a little bit of effort, but not all that much. I want to bring in some randoms. Like the NBA had the kid from the G League come up and he just torched everybody in the dunk contest. That was awesome. I feel like there's also influencers and people on social media that have big followings based on what they can do with a specific sport. Like maybe a guy with hockey that can really stick handle well. He's obviously not in the league, but he's just a wizard with the puck. There's these kids that will show up to any court in the country and just run game on the whole, the whole group that's there and just crush everybody. I want to see more random people pulled into these situations because I think we'll discover some new stars, and they may also push the all-stars to play harder so that they don't get schooled by some random person from TikTok.
I like that. That. I'm here for the randos. Freaking Mac McClung winning the dunk contest last night was cool. I just don't know. It's just very fascinating that he's in and out of NBA teams. Now he signed with the Sixers. He was with the Lakers at the beginning of the year and all that. And so he's just been bouncing around the league. So that's interesting. But I'm just could you do that? Would it be interesting with just a bunch of randos? I don't know.
Not a bunch. No.
Yeah, I don't know. But I guess throwing one in is cool. I don't know. But it was fun last night.
Have you guys seen the Savannah Bananas of banana ball baseball?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I want to go to a game so bad. So bad.
There's no other reason for you to be watching that low level of baseball besides the level. That's team entertainment. Take a lesson from that and turn every all-star game into a Savannah Bananas baseball game. It's just, the rules are so wacky. You know what I mean? And it's entertaining. It's not these little games and these little skill competitions. It's you're still playing the game, the best of the best, but they're doing backflips and whatever, and they're really just cranking it up a notch. Savannah Bananas baseball is so damn fun to watch. And if that was the MLB All-Star game, I would absolutely watch it. That would give me a reason to watch it if it was anything like that. Have some actual fun with it. Don't try to manufacture fun.
Someone threw a fireball in one of those games this week. Literal fire through it. I want to see Clayton Kershaw do that.
Yes, let's go.
I'm in.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
All right. What I want to do to fix All-Star games is combine them all. Make it 1 week. Make it All-Star week. And we combine all of them. NHL, NBA, NFL, and they all just do stuff together. We just have different stars. If Sidney Crosby wants to be in the dunk contest, cool. Let's go. I want to see all these amazing athletes just do different things in their sports. It gets weird with hockey, I guess, because like, you either skate or you can't. It's kind of not like, you kind of can't,
that might make it better.
Yeah, like LeBron being able to like hit a baseball isn't exactly the same as LeBron taking the ice. Not saying that LeBron couldn't figure it out in a couple days, but I'm just saying it's, that's where it gets a little tricky. But I would just like to see that. I would just like to see them just do this insane skills competition where they're all just doing a bunch of random stuff in their sport, and you're just seeing the most amazing athletes in the world just doing amazing things, and maybe not the sport that they're in. And there's because I feel like every athlete is like always trying to show us what else they can do. Like any like great athlete is always trying to show us what else they can do. Why not just combine them all and just have one hell of a week where we're just celebrating all the major sports, and it's just like we just do it, and then that's it with the All-Star things, because we're all kind of sick of them anyways. Like I love NBA All-Star Saturday Night. I don't know how many people love it still, but I know I just do. But like, I don't know, I think it'd be fun if you just added some other sports in there, maybe, add some celebrities in there, have some crazy rock and jock style game or something. I don't know, just be fun. Just have All-Star Week, celebrate everybody.
Do kids still like these games?
Dude, I don't.
Question.
Like, I think people like seeing stars all together at one time, but like, I don't know how long they watch of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably like cool to see that for a second. For us, it was like, this was the only time we ever saw these people like interacting.
Right.
Or they actually had like real hate towards each other. Now, like, everyone grows up, they play basketball together from the time that they're like, oh yeah, you're good at basketball. You're good at basketball when you're 14. You all just play things together. So they all kind of like know each other now. So I don't know. I don't know if kids still like it, but I know I do, but that's just because I've, different generation.
Yeah, I guess the whole vibe around it is different from a number of perspectives. But like sometimes I think about like even with like just the sports in general, but like with these All-Star games, when we were excited about it because we were kids. But then also if you think about it, like when we were kids and they were having like the NBA All-Star game, there had only been like 15 of them. Like there hadn't been like that many All-Star games. So it was still like this new fresh thing. But now there's been 20 more of them, 25, 30 more of them. And I don't know. Yeah. I don't know why I've lost so much interest in it, but that just feels, I guess, played out.
Yeah. And Didi, I had a similar idea to you, the same thing where you mix them all together. You have all the All-Stars from all the different sports come together one week. You do it July 4th week, right in the middle of the baseball season, right? Baseball is the only season you have to worry about with overlap. And it's July 4th week, right? People are hanging out, America, all that stuff. It's the perfect time to do it. Okay. You cut a hole in baseball season just like you do. You bring them all together. They're playing each other's sports. They're like, you're teaming them up where the pro in that sport doesn't get to play, but then like all of a sudden they become the coach for their team. Those players become the coaches for their team and play them up. And it would be hilarious. And it would be amazing to see those crossover interactions, which you'll never see, right? You see them at like award shows, and that's like the ESPYs, and that's it. Like to see that crossover interaction, I think would be, and you're right, I like the idea of throwing celebrities in with it too, but doing like an all-star week with all of them going to one place, playing multiple sports, that would be cool.
I think it might get more competitive that way.
Yeah.
I honestly think so. I really think it would possibly get more competitive once you see, like, I don't know, someone who's great at their sport. Like if Patrick Mahomes, like, strikes out like twice, like what does he do? He might throw his bat across the field. I just wonder, like, these, these are some of the greatest athletes in the world. You're just like, what do they do when they fail at something? I don't know.
Yeah. And then you're like giving them chances in multiple sports, right, in that same week to like make up for it. It's not like, oh, the game's over, you lost. It's like, well, tomorrow you're playing golf, or tomorrow you're playing football, all of you, and like you have to find a way to make up for you messing up in the backstroke competition or whatever. Just they got to do something though. They're all have a downward trajectory right now, all of them. They're on life support. Help.
Any other ideas, gentlemen? We are of no help to the All-Star games.
Cancel them. Just cancel them. Just cancel them all.
Just cancel them. I feel like we gave some great gems there. I just want it to be fun. I just want people to have an excuse to party. That's really it.
Yeah.
That's all I want. In the NBA All-Star draft they did right before we got on here, wasn't as entertaining as I thought it would be. Not gonna lie. Wasn't.
No. You gotta put in a rule so no one gets their hearts or feelings hurt.
Yeah, it was kind of just
come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
It was, it was kind of fine. I'm sure it'll make for some memes or something on the internet, but I was just kind of like, man, I thought this was gonna be a lot cooler. It really wasn't. So, kind of bummed. All right, well, let's get into a new segment, guys. SHAQ Court. Yes. SHAQ, he has lots of products, and I saw him, and I saw a picture of him on my Instagram feed talking about something. And I was like, you know what? New segment, SHAQ Court. This is a picture of SHAQ. For those who aren't watching on YouTube, you need to watch right now. This is SHAQ representing alkaline water, Alkaline 88. Are you asking yourself, why is SHAQ here? Who is buying water for SHAQ? Who among us is like, you know what? I've been thinking about that alkaline water. Now that I see it on top of SHAQ's head. Done. It's amazing.
SHAQ is, there are very few people, I think, that can promote literally anything without their credibility being impacted, based on the company and the quality of product. Like, you have to be universally loved to be able to do what SHAQ is doing. And God, I tell you, if he's not universally loved, I can't, it's hard for me to see him smile or him act in a weird commercial that doesn't make any sense, but not come away with it, having a positive memory because it's SHAQ. So sure, why can't he promote this water that I guarantee does nothing? Go for it, SHAQ. Good for you.
I don't know if he's either a dumbass or a complete genius, because I feel like these companies aren't just calling up SHAQ to be a spokesperson. He's like, I want in on the company. Papa John's, I want in. I own Papa John's. I own many Papa John's now. I own many of these. I think he has investment in these companies. I don't think he just is the spokesman. Why would he do that? So something tells me he's maybe either, again, a dumbass or a genius for like getting in on the ground level of some of these, and they're probably not all going to work out. Like, I don't know what is he thinking here? Because he's everywhere. He doesn't need this money. So maybe he's investing it all, and it's like I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. In like 15 years, we're gonna know something about SHAQ that we don't know right now, because this is silly, gentlemen. This is silly. This is one of the greatest basketball players and athletes in the entire globe, in the history of mankind, and he's got a bottle of water in his head with a smile on his face. Like, what's going on? What's going on?
God. Well, that's SHAQ Court, ladies and gentlemen. We'll bring you SHAQ products and we'll talk about them. Alkaline water with SHAQ.
Can I just help? But also, if you're thinking about buying alkaline water, if you just put salt on your food, you don't need to buy alkaline water. I just want everybody to understand that.
Wait, is that for real?
Yeah, please don't buy alkaline water. It's water with pink Himalayan sea salt in it. Or you could just put that on food and make it tasty and you're fine. That's what it is.
I just learned something.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't want SHAQ coming after us. So,
wow.
Hey, well, SHAQ didn't come. We kind of slandered SHAQ when we were talking about the pepperoni shortage. If he didn't come after us for that, I think we're okay.
Because he made so much money.
I don't know. He can go all Brett Favre on us.
All right. Well, let's get into Brunch Court. Dan, take it away.
All right, Brunch Court. Let's fire away. We've got 2 items up for Brunch Court today. Chris, let's pull up. There's a couple of like small, tiny colored bottles. If you want to pull that image up first.
Dan, both the images I have.
Both of them have bottles. I just realized they both have bottles. Not the big jugs, the small little ones. The little ones with the labels on them.
Not the big
jugs. Okay.
Not the big jugs. Okay. What we have here is from a company called Northern Greens, and they have created, gentlemen, organic liquid herbs. That's right. We've been talking a lot of, just talking about sea salt in your water and stuff like that. That's why this is a perfect transition right into this. They have liquid garlic, liquid basil, chili, ginger, and yes, many more. It's basically an alternative to dry seasoning. They come in these kind of like little liquid, almost, you call them like, airplane size liquor bottles, right? The little guys. And it's liquid seasoning. It's organic. It's what is it? What is it? You tell me.
Everything doesn't have to be hot sauce. Like, I've never been like, I put basil on lots of stuff. I've never once been like, you know what? I want my basil wet.
I love when that basil just drips down my fingers.
It's like, no, I'm good. I don't need liquid basil.
I think I'm oddly for this.
Okay.
Are you?
Yeah, I don't know. Like when I am chopping up some of these things, like if I'm doing basil, like you chop it up and you put it into the dish, and like to get it evenly throughout the dish can kind of be hard sometimes to clump together or whatever. But I feel like if it's liquid, if it is true to taste, obviously, which we don't know, like the liquid might make it get more evenly throughout whatever the dish it is that you're putting it in. And that could be the same for ginger, chili, garlic. So I feel like I'm oddly for this. Yeah.
I kind of am too, Chris. And it's interesting the way you said it, Didi. It may be more like for this, like not everything can be or needs to be hot sauce. And like, I'm not a huge hot sauce guy, but I see people put on hot sauce on stuff all the time. Like, let's go. If you're giving me this as an option, and yeah, even with cooking, because basil, if you have fresh basil, it goes bad quickly. Dry basil is not the same. Liquid basil, though, you can stick in the fridge for a little while. Ginger, mincing up ginger, that's a pain in the ass. Let's go liquid version. I would put liquid garlic in probably everything. I'll just say that right now. That have to be, give me the gallon of that guy. I love me some garlic. So let's go there. But I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by these. I think they could be onto something here.
Yeah.
Cooking and as a condiment. I think it could go either way.
I'm terrified by this because this just to me feels like pouring. Have you ever put too much garlic in something?
No.
I feel like pouring garlic is a slippery slope.
Oh, it's dangerous for sure.
It's very dangerous. Like you could really screw up a meal if you mess up tablespoon and teaspoon with that.
That's a good point. Like when they tell you how much garlic or ginger to put in something, there's a formula that doesn't exist for these yet. Maybe it's on the back label, but I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same. So it's a long trial period before you finally figure it out how much to put in. Good point.
Because I buy minced garlic and minced ginger, and it says on there it's like a half a teaspoon is like 1 clove. I'm like, cool. I hope that's on here, because otherwise I'm never going to Dan's house for food, because his house is going to smell like a lot of too much garlic.
Guys, we used the liquid garlic again. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
so round 1 for Brunch Court, kind of interesting one. Round 2. Now this one could actually be. I thought about bringing this to the table as a topic. Okay. And if you haven't heard, you're about to hear what we're talking about, gentlemen. This is the BORG. And you're asking yourself,
I already don't like it based on the name.
You're asking yourself what the BORG is, and if you're just listening in the car, whatever, you've got 2 what look like college-age people at a party drinking out of a gallon jug, a colored item. Okay, here's what a BORG is. BORG is BORG, which stands for Blackout Rage Gallon.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
Just wait. Okay. This is the trend that's happening right now on college campuses across the country.
Okay, wait.
Hold on.
Before you dive into it, if this is a trend happening at college campuses, I take back everything I said about the generation coming up not being degenerates. I take it all back. I'm sorry. Okay,
Right.
now tell us about this product.
This might change the tide a little bit on them. They might have a chance, making us proud. So of course, an alcoholic drink, and it's made by filling a 1 gallon jug with a combination. You start with a fifth of liquor, an entire fifth. Most people use vodka. Okay, an entire fifth into the gallon. Fill the rest of the gallon jug up with water, and then add flavored booster shots and electrolytes, or like my good people at Liquid IV. A little bit of that in there. And you shake it all up. And the theory behind it, of course, is that it allegedly reduces the risks that come along with hangovers because you're hydrating yourself along the way. And people say, you get your own gallon, right? This isn't a shareable drink. So people are saying this is safer, quote unquote, safer than going to a college party and having like the jungle juice or the mixed drink that's in a cooler that you're scooping out with a plastic cup. Like, and you do have to worry about that stuff nowadays, right? You always have, but now more than ever, you have your gallon, you've got your lid, you hold it, it's yours. It's your BORG. It's only for you to drink. It's like, quote unquote, safer in that sense, but it's also probably killing you at the same time. So gentlemen, the trend of the BORG, the Blackout Rage Gallon, the floor is yours. A lot of head shaking going on.
There's a lot of holes in this explanation. I don't know. I don't know about any of this. Well, first and foremost, my answer is no. This may be safer because you're not drinking a drink that somebody else drank, but like you're gonna put it down at some point, and then anybody can put shit in it that they want, or like drink from it, and then you're drinking from the same. So okay, it's also not safer because that's way too much alcohol for one person to drink in a night. Okay, that is way too much alcohol to drink. And the hydration thing, I don't know if that works or not. It doesn't. I don't think that works though. I don't think like, I feel like, because alcohol is a diuretic. So I feel like if you're drinking alcohol and electrolytes at the same time, it's just going to like flush the shit out of your system. I feel like you need to have that afterwards, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, scientifically, I don't know. It seems like it could help, but you're not waking up the next day going, boy, that shit worked. I feel great. No way.
Yeah.
You can't drink a fifth of anything.
No. Or should you?
You can't, like, you cannot drink a fifth of anything. You just can't. Like, you can't. This is bad.
This is bad.
But
this is worse than Four Loko.
Oh, man. This is really stupid. And also, like, you're going to put this thing down. Have you ever picked up a gallon of milk? You want to carry a gallon of milk? Imagine talking to a girl at a party where you're just like, your arm's just like asleep. Like, what do you, this is a lot, man. My God, please, college kids, don't do this.
Don't do this.
This is a little scary. This is a little scary.
You can't drink a fifth of anything.
No, regardless of how much water you've had, your stomach will still be like, nope.
You also
nope.
Can't carry that around all night. And then you're going to share that with your friends, because that's how this is going to go. Everybody's going to share this thing.
Yeah,
somebody's going to be the person who makes...
You write your name. People they're writing their name on the gallon. And you're not you should share it. You should share it. But that's the whole, they're not. They said, and it actually kind of almost started around the beginning of COVID, where people were afraid of sharing drinks. That's why you had your own gallon.
Oh my God.
Just telling you the facts. Have yourself a BORG, go to McDonald's, order the entire secret menu, have yourself a night.
That sounds safe.
A little liquid basil on top of that. McGangbang or whatever.
That's what's gonna happen.
Full circle, boys.
You're gonna get big gangbanged. That's what's gonna happen if you have a Borg. Jesus.
God. Public speaker drink a Borg.
Oh, there you go.
Oh God. Terrible. Let's get into
Brunch
music,
Court.
boys. That was Brunch Court. Jesus Christ. Liquid basil and Borgs. Might as well put some liquid basil
heavy
in
this
there.
week.
Put some liquid basil in there. It's not gonna make you any sicker. Why not?
Right.
Yeah.
Mixed up with alkaline water.
Liquid garlic in there. Go for it. Why the hell not? Then throw some Himalayan salt on top. You got
Right. You're good to go.
Oh man. All right, let's get into it. What we're listening to, make sure you check out this playlist on Spotify with all the music we've been listening to for the past 2 weeks. I'm gonna get us started. Janelle Monáe finally released this song called Float that I have been trying to find for the past 2 months, but guess what? It wasn't out. She just used it for an NBA commercial in December, and I was literally putting in the lyrics on Genius and everywhere trying to find this goddamn song because I didn't know who sang it, I didn't know who it was, and then it came up on the new music playlist this week, and I was like, oh my God, this song's incredible. If you need some confidence, if you're about to go do some public speaking, listen to this song. You will get all the confidence you need. This song's my favorite song of 2023 and 2024. Fuck it. Just calling it now. I love this song so much.
Wow.
Yeah.
23 and 24.
Coming in hot. Janelle Monáe Float. Jesus Christ, guys. Woo.
Wow. Okay, then. That'll be it. That's all we need to put on the playlist.
That's
it. First one up for me. Little combination here. Hunter Gex, Laura Les, and Dylan Brady. Hollywood Baby. Wasn't sure if I was gonna like this song. Really had no idea. The first time through, I was like, okay. And then I kept listening to it. I think I digged it. It's like wildly eclectic and wonderful because it's like rock and electro and alternative and pop and like hardcore in there. And it's just really strange, but like gets stuck in your head, kind of catchy. Hollywood Baby, just a strange little medley of genres, and I frankly I love it. Hollywood Baby.
Nice. My first one is coming from Neck Deep. They have not had new music out in like 3 years, and it's one of my favorite pop punk bands. They kind of got like canceled in 2020. I don't know what the hell happened. A lot of people were getting canceled back then. It's kind of hard to keep track, but they're back. Put out a song called Heartbreak of the Century last week. I really enjoy it. It's everything that you would want from Neck Deep. And I'm excited for a new album. They keep saying that there's an album coming this year. They have not said what date, but if it's anything like this song, I'm super excited for it. So that's my first one.
Nice. Lotto put out a song called Lottery, and it's enjoyable. And the fact that she hadn't already put out a song called Lottery before, with her name being Lotto, I'm shocked, but this song's really good.
Wasn't Lotto one of the names of the dudes in 8 Mile?
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, she
It
steal that?
Wow. Well, no, her name was Miss Mulatto, and then changed it to Lotto.
Gotcha.
But that's like when we created Orange Drink, the first song we wrote was called Orange Drink. So like you cover that in the first cycle.
That's normally the first
lottery
step you take.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I was surprised, but she saved it for a rainy day, obviously.
I guess
for the right song, and this one's good. So check it out. Lottery.
Lottery. Okay, very good. The Aces, they're back. First single of the year from the all-girl power group out of Utah. And called Always Get This Way is the name of the sound. It's in the song, excuse me. And it sounds like we have a new album on the way in the very near future. And Schoolhouse alumnus, the Aces, who TD, we discovered them their very first show, I think outside of Utah in LA many years ago, and excited to see where next is for them because they keep growing and it's amazing. So Always Get This Way from the Aces.
Nice. My second one is Biba Doobie put out a song called Glue Song. Be honest with you, have not even listened to it yet, but I'm sure that it's pure gold. So let's all imbibe it this week. It's gonna be great.
Biba Doobie on her way to Pittsburgh this summer. See you there.
Oh, word.
Hello.
Yeah.
Nice.
I will be there.
Yeah, that song's just that Glue song's really good. Like it's really freaking good. All right. Central C had the song Doja that came out last year. That was really good, and he's been releasing a lot of really good music over the past few months. And Me and You, he just put out, and I really like it. I might put another Central C song on the playlist just for you to get more Central C in your life. And I love this dude. So Central C, Me and You.
Cool. Last one for me is by Caroline Polachek, and I'm gonna put Smoke on the playlist this week. It's off her brand new album called Desire I Want to Turn Into You. And she was kind of known for being a songwriter, right? She wrote for Beyonce, Solange, Travis Scott, Charlie XCX, and she's been in bands before like Chairlift. And she's been doing her solo work for a few years now, and she's getting this album is getting a lot of good praise from people in the industry, and she's kind of got an electro pop sound, and it's really great. It's really great. And I think a lot of people are kind of passing this album around and saying a lot of good things about it. So I'll put on Smoke.
All right. My last one is from Russ. I was like maybe two or 3 weeks ago, put him on the playlist, but he put out a new song called 315, and he actually put out 3 different versions of this song. So there's like the original track. He has a slowed down reverb version of it, and then a sped up version of it. And they're all kind of different from each other, obviously. And like, to me, I thought like, oh, there's just like 3 slightly different versions of the song. But if you listen to it, it seems like it was actually like a whole hell of a lot of work to do 3 different versions of the same song. So pretty cool. I'll just put the original one on there. And if you listen and like it, you can find his other 2 versions.
All right. Always good from Russ. And you were Russ's biggest fan now, Chris.
Well, I've recommended him twice, so I think it's 3 times for True Love. So get ready for that.
There we go. Well, that's what we're listening to. Check out the playlist on Spotify. Boys, any final thoughts on the Brunch Breakdown?
I just don't, and I know now I'm going to say this is going to, you might make this the episode title. I really don't want it to be McGangbang Brunch. I just really don't want that to be the title of the episode.
Not good for SEO and keywords on that.
Yeah. I think it's like parents aren't going to play it in the car. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Right. Might take a dip. But just a little advice. What we've learned from this week is that if you fear public speaking more than death, drink yourself a BORG and you'll see death much quicker and fear it much worse than public speaking.
Truth.
And that's the Brunch Breakdown. We're out.